Miss Camp Kashani, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, wait, hello. This one?
Whatever you want. You
I
can
can't
go
see
handheld.
anything.
It's Digipalooza. Come on, it's rock and roll. You can walk around with the handheld, or feel free to stay behind the
All
point.
right, sounds good. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I'm the last talk of the day. So, I promise it'll be brief and fun, kind of. My name's Cam Kashani, and I'm a human. I've also got some fancy titles. They call me the godmother of Silicon Beach. I'll explain what that means in a little bit. I'm an expert speaker at the United States State Department in a program proven to ward off extremism by empowering the women and the youth to build entrepreneurial projects and to assist in building out their ecosystem. I'm a 3-time founder, advisor, and I strongly believe in immigration reform. So I'm on the Innovation Board Council at forward.us. I've worked globally with over 4,000 entrepreneurs and over 700 startups. I'm also a single mom to these lovely little dudes. I figure why sit here and talk about my accomplishments when I can't talk about the 2 biggest ones. My vision is humanity in business. There's a lack of humanity in business. It almost resembles a battlefield in some ways. It's a fear-ridden environment, and that's the antithesis of innovation. Innovation does not grow in a fearful environment. I believe that we can ultimately transform the economy, let alone businesses, to one that thrives off of the we dynamic, as opposed to what it is now, the me dynamic. I'm the co-founder and partner at COACCEL, the first and only human accelerator. We believe that you are the ultimate product. Your work and innovations and whatever it is you create is simply an extension of you. So the more powerful and equipped you are, the more awesome the things you build will be and the things you create will be. What we have is a 3-month program that's one-on-one that accelerates you through your work. My business partner is a globally renowned intuitive coach, and she's worked with thousands of people all over the world, top senators and CEOs, with clients in 5 continents and a 99.9% accuracy rate. I've had Jasmine as my coach for the past 3.5 years, and now I have the honor of working with her. What we do is we build leaders because we believe that we can build people. We can empower one another, and in such a way that we inspire each other and collectively change the world. That's the fundamental essence of the we dynamic. And this is what we do, this is our vision, this is our mission. Human acceleration, if you guys aren't familiar, don't worry, it's a term I created. It is the speed at which a human being is able to optimize their power and in turn manifest their happiness. Because at the end of the day, the work that we do and the lives that we live, we do to be happy. So now I'm going to tell you guys my story, because human acceleration spawned from my story. I always say all I've ever done is fail, which means all I do is grow. I never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was bullied my whole life. I had a severely negative inner dialogue. You're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough. You can't do this, you'll fail. What if you fail? What if they judge you? You can't, what if, you can't, what if, you can't, what if. Enough to drive someone crazy. It's proven scientifically that we speak to ourselves worse than we do our biggest enemies. Now, I'm a product of a very successful family, so of course I was going to do what I had to do to be successful. My mom, my brother, my father, they're all doctors. My 8 uncles and my 2 aunts, they're doctors. 3/4 of my 40-something cousins are doctors. Talk about pressure, right? So again, I did what I had to do to be successful. After college, my first job was as director of marketing for a medical diagnostics corporation. And I observed very robotic behavior when I began working there. Nobody knew why they were there. People didn't understand that they were in the business of patient care, that they were in the business of saving people's lives. It was a super negative environment. People would talk smack about each other right and left. I knew I couldn't function, let alone thrive in that, so I brought it up to the CEO at the ripe old age of 22. And I told him exactly what I just told you. I don't think people realize why they're here. He actually agreed. He held a meeting with the 60+ employees, asked that question, and no one could answer it. So what I did was integrate the human element and the entire why in the marketing strategy, and we ended up increasing profits 60% throughout the 4 years that I was there. I believe in people and profit. We went from 3 locations to 9, and the company ended up getting acquired 2 years after I left. And I left because I craved autonomy. And I had a great idea, or so I thought, to start my own startup. It was me and my co-founder. It was during the height of the economic recession. Great timing, right? And we put ourselves in a little hole. Took 2 years, $200,000, and we ended up with 3 customers. It was a brutal failure, and it was really, really, really hard to bounce back from. I tried looking for a job, I couldn't find any. It was, again, at the height of the economic recession. I had my MBA, and all I could find was secretarial jobs for like 30 grand a year. I'm good. So, from that scarcity spawned creativity, and we created CoLoft. CoLoft was the first co-working space in Los Angeles back in early 2010 for entrepreneurs, technology entrepreneurs, and startups. During the 4 years that I was there, we had over 1,800 alumni, over 700 startups. This includes Fullscreen, Instacart, Uber LA, and the early Tinder team, amongst many more. So CoLoft was built with a community first, the profit will come mentality, and it did. We broke even in 4 months, and we ended up creating and spawning the entire Silicon Beach ecosystem that you now know about, and this is why they call me the godmother. So it's amazing what awesome results will come from applying the we dynamic. Now, my co-founder was my ex-husband. So 4 years into this, when I filed for divorce, he fired me from my own company. Lesson learned, everything in writing, guys. Now, that moment was a really difficult one for me. I was completely stripped naked in the universe. Everything that I thought I was, I no longer was. I was that guy's wife for 12 years, and I wasn't anymore. I was CoLoft Cam, and I wasn't anymore. Who am I? All of a sudden, I am a single mom, no income, and I had no idea what to do. I was deathly afraid. So I went into a deep depression. And during this time, I was really, really blessed to have had Jasmine come into my life, my business partner. She's the only one who didn't judge me. She's the only one who really saw me. She's the only one that truly believed in me. And she's the only one that gave me hope. And with her incredible gift, she was able to really get the fear out of me. She helped build me back up. and in such a way that within an 8-month period from when my divorce finalized, I was working with the State Department, and I was influencing the ambassadors, working with royalty, and working with the women and the youth out there and helping them to create entrepreneurial projects in the Middle East. Now, the reason I share my story with you guys is not only because I'm a product, well, it is because of that, actually. It's because I'm a product of Human Acceleration. The girl who historically put the power outside of herself, the girl who historically put the value of herself and her worth and anything and everything that she thought she was, in titles, in jobs, in relationships. The girl who was silent and scared is now the woman standing in front of you. I got a loud voice, no longer silent, no longer scared, and I want to bring this to everyone because I believe that everyone should have the accessibility to understand what they're actually capable of. So I created this little, there's a little spelling error. It's supposed to say once, not one. Humans are attached to outcomes. Once I get X, I will become insert state of being. Once I lose 10 pounds, I'll become happy. Once I get married, I'll be happy. Once I have children, I'll be happy. Once I make $1 billion, I'll be happy. Once I get that job, I'll be happy. You're never gonna be happy. When you're chasing anything, it chases you. Happiness is within us, and we can choose to be happy at all times. It doesn't have to be dependent on a variable. The only thing in this world of variables that is constant is us. Human acceleration is the new innovation. Technology is awesome, innovation is awesome. Things are moving really, really quickly. Really quickly. It's almost hard to process. We're all on info overload. With the amount of stuff out there, it's hard to look at something more than 2 seconds. But by putting the power outside of ourselves and claiming that technology and innovation is the way to innovate, I believe is a fallacy. The truth is that innovation is within us. Humans are the ones that create great ideas, not machines. We are human. We are not machines. And the only way to be able to constantly innovate is to flip the energy that we're investing into the technology and innovation and redirect that energy and focus on us and invest in ourselves to really be able to create happiness, first of all, and innovation. Once we accelerate ourselves, we embrace growth and change. And fundamentally, almost without effort, we're able to live freely, and we understand that the only thing that is constant is change. We grow into the purpose-driven beings that we are created to be, and we see beyond ourselves. We'll see one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cam. Awesome personal story.